Hopefully we can get this done quickly. Just trying to put these panels up and they don't line up.
So when it asks you, do you want to buy the frame? Say yes.
Chronicle crew, so today I'm continuing to try and work on this van and put up the panels. We're only just sort of putting them in place and kind of lightly anchoring them to get an idea, because we'll have some other stuff to do, like run wiring behind the panels and also the L-track. I'm trying to figure out how that's going to go, since the 4-inch holes in the van life specialty one doesn't really align with many of the pre-drilled holes in the van, which means either I need to drill new holes and put in some additional rib nuts, which I prefer not to do, or what I might do is get a strip of plywood, screw it in through those factory holes with the rib nuts, and then attach the rail to that. So that's what I'm doing today. I think based on the Highland Vans plan that we have the first piece, got that notch, which is very distinct on the plans. I have 4 overhead panels, but the plans only show 3, so I might have to do some figuring. In the meantime, it looks like the front panel needs to go kind of under a pillar, which makes sense because of all this space here. So now I've got to get the blobs out again. And so they're just these barbed pieces that go in, so I guess they're sort of pressure friction mounted, but they're a pain to get out. And I guess I can see why people end up getting new blobs or finishing their blobs, because they're not only just, you know, ugly, they're also foam. So that might be something that we're planning to do. One of the things is, I think I mentioned before, this is the airbags, so we need to be careful not to trigger them. I think we're ready to try and put the first panel on. I'm kind of wondering where it attaches to. It must attach under here, maybe. The other thing I noticed too, while most of the holes in the van are 6mm, we do have some variances. So 6 and 6 on each of these ribs, for instance, 8 and 8 on the outside of the ribs. And then I want to say, I don't know, these might be 4mm, but I don't have the rib nut tool for that. So we got to try and figure out if those 8mm holes, which by the looks of it, maybe combined with some 6mm holes, might be the way to anchor these in. Maybe due to human error or my error, I did incorrectly, but it looks like with the panels, all of the sort of templates, if you will, which include lighting for venting, where you would drill for the mounting, this all appears to be sort of the inside. I guess we have to trust the process and figure out where to go from there. Hopefully we can get this done quickly. So I'm playing around with just trying to put these panels up, and they don't quite line up, especially in the front. And I don't know, maybe that's to accommodate how the roof panels will go. These are the ones, sorry, that don't really line up to any holes. So I'm thinking I might have to drill and then put in some more rib nuts to accommodate that, unless, of course, that's how the ceiling panel is supposed to go. So anyway, Karen suggested I watch YouTube and try to find some videos of people installing these panels. Highland, as far as I know, doesn't have any on their website, so maybe I'll have to do some framing. And of course, I got some blood on here. Hey, Chronicle crew, good morning. So today I am taking this opportunity in a lull in doing stuff to sand down the slats for our bed. I did finish one side with that acrylic water-based coating. I'm sanding down all the edges so it's nice and smooth, because I noticed the mattress was kind of snagging, which may or may not be a good thing, I guess, to keep it in place. But this is an unfinished one. I have several finished ones already laying inside that are done and only a few left. And I'm thinking about maybe finishing all the sides with that coating, but I will probably need another can to do it. We don't believe in protection. This is a non-toxic PureBond plywood, so they don't use like formaldehyde and other sort of glues that can be dangerous. So they use a different kind of glue to bond the plywood together. So it's probably not great to be breathing in the sawdust, but it's not as toxic as it could be. Thus, it's also more expensive. I cut this board to the length of the rib, basically, almost end to end. It's like 60 inches or 5 feet long. I managed to get some of those transfers over from the old transfer kit for the M6, but it didn't transfer the M8. So I guess what I'm gonna do is put it in at the M6 and then try to locate the M8, and then I'll just use these as templates. All right, well, let's see if this works. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be good enough. This is the first test of the rib furring or framing. So I cut the boards to be 60 inches, which is roughly the span. Although I am wondering if it's maybe better to do mostly across and then another bunch that are going the length of the van. Kind of do like a real frame instead of just furring. Furring, framing, furring and framing. I'm losing my mind. Although it would be helpful if I had another person to shine some light up here so I can see what I'm doing. I probably could use some longer screws though. Oh, come on. Here, maybe you can use this other hand to shine it up here for me. There you go. I can't even see the hole. There we go. That looks like where I want it.
Hey Chronicle Crew! Just so you're in the know, we have these walls. Some of them don't fit exactly on the ceiling. So now my husband is making his own framing so that then the wall or the ceiling can go right up on here without being wild and crazy.
Honestly, I think they're probably supposed to be framed, except it wasn't clear in the description. Maybe it's just assumed that you will frame everything, and so no one talks about it, but I think that's probably the smart play there, or whatever, is that you are expected to frame.
So when it asks you, do you want to buy the frame? Say yes.
There's more to